Senator Elizabeth Warren is urging the SEC to investigate whether Tesla violated regulations over board independence. Joining us right now is Tim Higgins. He's Wall Street Journal reporter and a CNBC contributor. Tim, where do you think this is coming from?
Well, it's not the first complaint or first letter the senator has sent regarding Elon Musk. And, you know, it's open season in some ways, a natural kind of question about the independence of the board. It's not the first kind of question that's raised in recent months. We've got that judge in Delaware who raised similar concerns about the independence following that massive pay package and rescinding that pay deal. And so it's the question on the table.
Is this something you think the SEC will take up? The SEC has tangled with Elon in the past and doesn't seem to have come out with the upper hand in many of those wranglings.
That's a good question. We know that the SEC is also kind of investigating Elon Musk and his efforts to buy Twitter back in the day. They're definitely on his radar, and there's been lots of back and forth in that regard. The question about the board independence is hanging in the air, and the senator this isn't the first letter that she has sent kind of asking for kind of a review of the situation. And, you know, it's also kind of, again, kind of fitting with the relationship between her and Elon Musk over the years. There's been a lot of back and forth between these two over this issue, but also taxes and just kind of political alignment these days.
The other probably more important story facing Tesla today is that it is slowing down production in China, which is the world's biggest EV market. There have been questions about EV electric vehicles all over the planet, though. In the United States, consumers seem to be slowing down with their adoption of the entire issue. Some of the big three kind of pushing back and saying that they're going to slow their manufacturing of electric vehicles as well. How do you see this playing out? Because Tesla is the biggie.
Yeah, it's an interesting kind of dynamic here, right? Consumers in general haven't necessarily bought into the idea of the electric future, but when they do buy into the idea of electric cars, they tend to be buying Teslas. Tesla has been the clear big winner in this kind of evolution. And so the suggestion that Tesla is seeing some softness in the market or not seeing the growth that it has seen in recent years is, on one hand, you know, troubling for its growth prospects, but also in some ways not that surprising, just given the radical amount of growth that we've seen in the last few years from them.
Maybe some context on that. I was a little surprised reading more deeply into the story. Tesla basically told the workers in China to only work 5 days a week, which is kind of funny. Like, let's slow it down to an American-style work week. How big of a slowdown is that really?
Yeah, well, you know, it's interesting. Elon Musk has talked many times about how he prefers, or he really admires the work pace of the Chinese workers when he goes there and visits. But yes, any suggestion of slowdown in China for Tesla is a worrisome sign, and it kind of ignites concern among investors who are already concerned about warning signs from the company that growth this year was just not going to be what it's been like in the last few years. Remember, earlier this year, Tesla said it was going to be, significantly slower. But in recent weeks, we've just seen more and more signs that perhaps analysts and other people on Wall Street just haven't had the right expectations for just how slow it's going to be in the coming quarters. And that has a lot of Tesla investors very jittery, and you can see that in the stock performance this year so far.